Oh yeah, his first fight in the UFC was in 2013.
Yeah, because he was on the Ultimate
So
Fighter. I forgot.
we were freshmen, sophomores, right around there. Freshmen, probably depending on the time.
I should throw up a picture of us, huh?
Sophomores. Oh yeah, I think you should.
Hell no, I'm not doing that. um,
We were both bald. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on Locked Door MMA. We're your hosts. I'm Brevin, and this is JP. In today's video, we will be going over every single fight for UFC Fight Night Moreno versus Erceg in Mexico City, Mexico. But before we do, quick shout out to you guys as our viewers, our subscribers, and even our non-subscribers. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for being a part of Locked Door MMA community. JP, last week was absolutely phenomenal. If you guys don't know, we're going to tell you a little something. Out of hundreds of MMA prediction channels, JP and I were in the top three. I came in third place. JP ended up tied for second place. Out of literally hundreds of channels that make predictions, our predictions are on point every single week. I don't want you guys to miss out. Hit that subscribe button right now so you guys can make money like we do every single UFC fight night. JP, it was a good overall card. Some good things happen, some interesting things happen, some robberies like always.
Shocker.
Shocker, but decent overall.
Um, yeah, and hey, our records. I mean, being that decent, if you ask me, we should have 2 more wins on that record. So,
We definitely should have.
I
Probably
mean,
the best predictors.
yeah, it was crazy, man. Molly retiring, I think, is maybe the biggest story of that card. But yeah, dude, it was fun. London treated us well. I like having those cards where you watch it in like the middle of the day, early morning ish.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it doesn't take long for those things to get started. You wake up, you eat some breakfast, and then here we go. We got fights going on. It's a lot of fun early on. You don't have to wait as long and don't have to build up as much suspense
Facts.
as when they're later on in the day. But this one will be later on in the day, JP. We got another late night card for us. I'm excited for it though. First fight of the night, Austin Hubbard, Ultimate Fighter season
Oh,
31 is it? Alumni, holy cow. And Marquel Mederos.
yeah, we had Hubbard's name in our mouth quite a bit last weekend. His or was it 2 weekends ago? Was it last week?
It's like every weekend there's a guy that has fought Austin Hubbard,
True.
I feel like.
True. And hey, before we get started, everybody who's here, everybody who's new here, who's been here, hey guys, I gotta address the elephant in the room, okay? Brevin is being taken away from us, taken away from me, okay? All right, and I cannot stand it. This man, round of applause, is now an engaged man. Brevin Moser, congratulations, sir. How do you feel?
Thank you. Thank you. I feel good. It feels amazing to take that next step in life. The ring was paid for from our lock predictions, JP, every single week. Just like the house. I bought the house. I bought the rings from the profits, betting every single weekend.
From the Profits being third place, second place. If that isn't enough for you guys to subscribe, I don't know what is. But congratulations, sir. Another
Thank
banger
you.
this weekend. Hey, got the ring. Maybe early honeymoon planning. Who knows what the money we're making this weekend?
That's right. We can go anywhere in the world with this type of money. It feels great to be rich.
Oh man. Mr. Hubbard. Mr. Hubby. Um I
Very fitting.
don't I don't I don't really know what to say other than mid, dude. Like it's the same thing we say. I don't know how much I can say about that because I did pick Kurt Hollabaugh the last time he fought. But they're just all kind of okay. And Austin Hubbard lost to Kurt Hollabaugh. I don't know. They're just all kind of okay. He's not great at anything, but he's not trash, I guess. But he's just mid. He's just mid. Markel, I like Markel. He moves forward a lot, right? He's kind of a pressure style fighter. He's not necessarily moving forward to take you down, and then you get stuffed and then take you down again. But my only thing is his chin's kind of up in the air a little too much. I think it's a little too high. Other than that, I like his style. You know, 9-1. I mean, he had a big win on the Contender Series, and then who did he beat? Landon Quinones. He's not bad. I like Quinones. Now, one thing about this card, Mexico City. I think it's like 7,300 feet, something like that in elevation. So we're way up there. Okay. So do not be surprised if some people gas out. I feel like that will play a factor. It normally does. With that being considered, both of these guys fight out of Denver or Colorado somewhere. I don't think necessarily it'll affect either of these guys. Hubbard has been shown to have a gas tank. I just personally like Mederos more. I like his skill set more. Like I said, Hubbard's mid. I picked Holloway because he was a dog. Hubbard's a dog. I'm kidding. I'm going to take Mederos.
Yeah, bingo, bango, JP. I think you said it perfectly. I mean, I will give Austin Hubbard the gas tank advantage in this one. He does have good cardio. He comes forward a lot, and he just keeps that same pace throughout all 3 rounds of the fight. It is going to be a battle for Mederos, I think, all night long. He's going to have to really dig deep or find a finish early, which he is capable of. And I'm not going to be the one that just sits here and hopes that opponents gas out because, sure, if they're prone to gassing out, that is something to take into consideration. But when you're looking at the better overall fighter, you got to side with the guy that has more skills to get the finish and get a win on Saturday and not just tire out and then ultimately wilt and fall over. I'm also taking Marquel Mederos. The one thing that I found very interesting before we move on, JP, the
Mm.
rankings in Tapology. We've got the number 93 ranked lightweight taking on the number 94 ranked lightweight. I don't know if I've seen that before. I think that's a pretty cool fact.
I mean, some would say some pretty damn good matchmaking, you know? I mean, it's not going to move you up very
Correct.
far, but
You may take the 93rd spot if you're currently the 94th.
hey,
Congratulations.
one step at a time. We're moving up the ladder, okay?
That's right. He's got approximately 92 more fights before he's in title contention.
Hey, dreams start somewhere. All right, we got to start from the floor and just work our way up. We have
100%.
we have no love for that season of The Ultimate Fighter.
No,
Other than me
none at
picking
all.
Kurt Hollabaugh, I don't know if we've ever picked one of those people. Maybe good old Brad.
I think I threw a Katona pick in there.
Yeah. Brad Katona. Can't wait till he fights. Next one, Jamal Emmers, Gabriel Miranda, the first of the 2 mustache boys on the card.
I mean, the mustache is beautiful. What's not beautiful is his style to me, JP. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of guys that literally just rely on jiu-jitsu to win fights.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that may be a skill set of yours and that might be your specialty, but when you got 16 wins by submission and you've been knocked out 3 times, it's just one way or the other, and that's the story of this guy's career. He's 1 and 2 in the UFC. He's either gonna get knocked out or he's gonna find a submission. And I just don't like the odds of going up against a guy like Jamal Emmers, who to me has really good power in his hands. He's got 8 wins by KO, TKO. He will drop you. He will find a finish. Now, one thing that Jamal Emmers has got to be very careful of is following him to the ground.
Yep.
We've seen that time and time again. And Jamal Emmers has been guilty of this in the past. He's got to be very careful when he lands an uppercut, when he lands a big straight right, and he knocks Gabriel Miranda down to the ground. Just let him stand back up. Sure, you can follow him into the guard, throw a big overhand right, but get your ass back up because we may have a situation like we saw against Pat Sabatini where Emmers follows him into the guard and gets heel hooked after landing beautiful combinations on the feet and knocking him down. It's just not great. And that's what Gabriel Miranda is going to be relying upon. So for my pick, I've got Jamal Emmers. I think he's got the power in his hands, much better striker, decent enough jujitsu to fend off any attacks that Miranda's going to throw at him on Saturday. So give me Jamal Emmers.
Oh yeah, bro. Bingo bango for this one. The lines are trash. Either way, the lines are trash. I'm not throwing anything down on Jamal Emmers at minus 340. Like, and are we confident that he's not going to follow him to the ground? No.
No, but real quick, I do think this is one of those spots, JP, that you can get the KO from Emmers or the submission from Miranda, and that's the play. I
True.
mean, we said that, what, 2 weeks ago, and that was the exact storyline
Yeah, with Carlos
with
Vera.
that fight. Correct. Carlos Vera was either going to win by sub or the other guy was going to win by KO. And I think this is the exact same story here.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, we didn't say Carlos Vera was going to land a fucking head kick, but still.
Right. That helps.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, he jumped on the sub right away. As soon as the dude fell, there was no ground and pound to be had. Right. Yeah, dude. And, like, sure, I'd love to sit up here and tell you guys Emmers is going to clip him at some point because Emmers is pretty long for this weight class. He's kind of a sniper, a little bit of a sniper. Sometimes we're a little too wild, but he's got a good jab. He'll just prod it out there. I'd love to sit here and tell you guys, hey, Miranda's going to eat a shot. Emmers is going to fall into the ground. Miranda's going to get us up. That very may well happen. I'm not picking a guy who pulls guard from the clinch. He'll literally jump on him like a baby. I mean, rock the baby to sleep. Who gives a shit? Do a Bryce Mitchell. Well, don't do a Bryce Mitchell. Watch what you say. But put your forearm on his neck and just slam him to the ground and knock him out.
Slam him down.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, don't follow him. Like Brevin saying, just knock him down and get back up. But, I mean, Mustache Boy, all he's going to do is pull guard. He looks like he's going to pull a 6-shooter out of his hip. I know I said this joke before, but yeah, bingo bango, give me Emmers.
Yeah, 100%. All right, moving up the card, we've got Rafa, Gifted, Garcia taking on old man Vink from hell, Pichel.
Mr. Pichel.
Mr. Pichel.
Yeah, and I forgot to do my Viva la Mexico, you know? Got to get my Mexican side in there.
Oh, you've got the Raiders gear in the back. I think that's Mexican enough.
Whoa, you trying to say something, pal? Yeah, I mean, hey, some of you may not know. I am Mexican. I know we say I'm Chinese. I'm part Chinese in spirit. But I am Mexican. And these
Mostly Mexican.
Mostly Mexican. And these one thing's for sure, and we'll get into it with some of these other fights. These Mexican fighters are tough as fuck. It is hard to put these boys away. Rafa Garcia. I mean, his fight against Grant Dawson. I don't know if that was a fight either. Grant was talking about his wife in the post-fight press conference or whatever, but Grant Dawson.
I think it was.
Yeah, it might have been. It might have been boys talking about bouncing quarters.
It's tough.
Grant Dawson just looked like he put everything together in that fight and moving forward now. Grant Dawson looks like he figured it out. He's a great wrestler. Rafa was doing a good job of stuffing it at the beginning, but Grant Dawson's takedowns are just, there's little nuances. And watching the fight last weekend, you know, my wife was sitting there and I was trying to tell her to watch this and watch that. And she was asking me about takedowns and stuff for the first time ever. So I was like, hey, I'm going to entertain it. We'll sit here and talk about it. You know,
You start teaching her some moves there in the living room.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that joke. I was just telling her.
I don't think there's any joke at all. I think you guys were practicing takedowns in the living room, and it's completely normal for a married couple like yourself to practice those takedowns. I mean, we don't have to shy away from it, JP.
Taking the back, you know, full mount, you know.
Who was mounting who?
Ground and pound.
Oh God.
But I'm telling her, like, some people are just better than others because there's these little nuances. They step off to the side. They do a little Islam Makhachev and whip your leg in a certain way that rips you down. They don't stick their head in a fucking guillotine. They move it to the other side. There's these little things that they do. So Rafa's just struggled with that with Grant, but he's not terrible. Vince Pichel. When's the last time he won? 3 years ago. Vince Pichel, last one 3 years ago. Dude's 42. Okay.
Who do you win against?
Let me see. Oh boy. He won against Austin Hubbard 3 years ago. And then you look at that, you look at all the canceled fights he's had recently at 42. Vince is okay. He likes to throw a lot of leg kicks. At 42, okay, go ahead, throw a shit ton of leg kicks. He's 0-1 with submissions. I think Hoffa's going to have the grappling advantage. He's not going up against a guy like Grant Dawson. So I feel like if he wants to take him down, he could. If he wants to fend takedowns, he could. The only way I can see Vince Pichel winning this fight from a massive bomb out of nowhere, I can't see it, dude. A bunch of canceled fights. Haven't won in 3 years. You're 42. If he wins, he wins. Come on, bro. Give me Hoffa Garcia.
Yeah, bingo, bango. I will say, JP, taking a look at Michelle's record. I mean, you talked about the Austin Hubbard. The win before that was Jim Miller. Like, come on, what are we talking about? The win before that, Roosevelt Roberts. I mean, all these Ultimate Fighter alumni. Give me a break. I think he's trash, honestly. He really stands there with his hands down quite a bit. He's easy to hit. And I think Rafa Garcia is going to have a decent enough game on the feet with Pichel, given the fact that he doesn't cover his face at all.
Yeah.
Keeps his hands down like he's some type of karate expert, and he's not. I mean, he's really going to look to pressure you against the fence, find a takedown of his own. I don't think he does that against Garcia whatsoever. So, like, really, what do we have when Garcia, to me, is the better striker and the more polished wrestler, as well as has more jujitsu upside? I think Rafa Garcia gets it done fairly easily on Saturday against a 42-year-old man.
True. Yeah, put Vince Pichel and Miranda against each other. Two mustache boys can go at it. Okay. They're not gonna win, but they might win in a mustache contest. Those things are pretty nice, you know. Next one.
They are.
Banger here.
Goodness.
Julia Polastri and Lupita Godinez.
Honestly, JP, we can keep this one pretty short and sweet because we spent some time on some of these other fights. I will tell you guys that I think Polastri is an absolute can. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. She really does nothing that impresses me whatsoever. Every fight, she looks a little lost, confused, doesn't really know what's going on out there in the octagon. And I think she's just going to get her ass kicked by Lupita Godinez. Sure, she's lost two of her last fights, but against really top level competition in this division with Mackenzie Dern and Verna Jandaroba being the two losses there, she does have much better wins in my opponent or in my opinion than Polastri is as a fighter and Polastri's wins on her record. So for that, give me Lupita Godinez to get it done on Saturday. I think it's a fairly easy night for her as well.
Yeah, bingo bango. Polastri's best win is Corey McKenna. Lupita's losing
She
to
looks 12.
Oh my god, she looks like a little girl. Stop beating up that little girl in the octagon, dude. Yeah, and Lupita's losing to like Mackenzie Dern, Verna Jandaroba. Come on, bro. Polastri's never fought that competition. I don't think she ever will. Bingo bango, give me Lupita.
All right, moving on up. We have Mademoiselle Costa taking on Christian Rodriguez.
Milk Quizelle.
Milk boy.
Yeah, we just saw him fight Andre Feely. Speaking of putting your head in a guillotine. I can't stand it, you guys. I cannot stand it. You're handing the dude a win. It blows my mind. Not to shit on Costa. Costa's been looking better. Christian Rodriguez, the guy who is a hype killer, a train derailer, a weight misser. Dude does nothing but miss weight and beat prospects, apparently. I don't know, man. I don't know. This one is interesting. Originally hearing it, I wanted to go Christian Rodriguez. Because sometimes he looks amazing. Great takedown defense. He can strike. And then there's other times where he fights Julian Erosa and he puts his neck in a guillotine. Holy shit. I mean, it blows my mind. And oh my God, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm so torn in between. Christian Rodriguez beating all these contenders, these prospects, or not contenders, but prospects. And then this is a fight he should win. I feel like he's going to lose it. Give me Costa dog money, dude. I'm going to back Milk Boy. Give me Costa. I think his jiu-jitsu's nasty. I think he might be hitting a stride here. First dog call tonight. Give me Costa.
Yeah, bingo, bango, JP. I think you knew I was going to pick Costa in this one. I mean, he's my boy. I've been watching him ever since he came into the UFC. He has a very high-level skill set, both on the feet and on the ground, and we saw that in his last time out with the guillotine submission. I mean, anytime you can get one of these low IQ individuals that sticks their neck in the guillotine. You just catch it. I mean, I'm not impressed, and Christian Rodriguez is one of those guys. Sure, you beat guys that rely on getting takedowns. Costa's not one of those individuals. If you want to stand and bang, he will, and he's the better striker in my opinion. And that's why I'm picking him on Saturday. I don't think Christian Rodriguez is going to stand a chance on the feet. I look at Costa and see a lot of leg kicks coming from him, beating up the legs, beating up the arms of Rodriguez. The wrestling may be initiated by Rodriguez, and anytime he is the initiator of the wrestling, it generally doesn't go too well. Give me Melquiselle Costa on Saturday. Just more well-rounded, and to be
Mm,
at dog money, he's not a prospect, JP, like you alluded to.
yeah.
He is not a prospect. That's what Christian Rodriguez does. He catches these guys coming into their first UFC fight ever and puts on a decent performance because he's got decent takedown defense.
Yeah.
Miss me with that. Give me Costa.
And hey, we're not shitting on these jujitsu styles either, because Melquiselle, he's a jujitsu specialist, and look at what he can fucking do. He doesn't fucking pull guard like a baby and hold on to you. I mean, holy shit, like a stuffed teddy bear. He'll fucking actually climb you and take your back like a little spider monkey, okay? So we ain't shitting on jujitsu, all right? He's actually a guy who will offensively do it and not just pull guard and end up on his back. That's also what I was going to say about Miranda. You're on your back way too much. Like Brevin said, he's got 16 subs. If he doesn't get that sub, he's on his back the whole fight. There's a reason why he's fucking like 0-4 for decisions. Because judges don't like you on your back the whole time. Anyways, moving up. Excited for this one. Very excited for this one. Jose Medina versus Ateba Gautier.
Gautier. Yeah, man. The silent assassin. He's the prospect, guys. He's the one coming into the UFC that they're really trying to build up. I mean, he's got nasty KO power. He's just one of those individuals that's like, we know what it looks like early because that's as long as his fights go. They don't go any further than early because he's got that type of power and athleticism. He stands at 6'4". He's 22 years old and he's taken on a guy in Jose Medina who's shown that he's been nothing but a punching bag inside of the UFC. Now Medina is only going to be 6 feet tall. He's a tough guy. I don't like tough guys, and JP will probably agree with me there because it's great, but we know how the UFC uses them. They literally use these guys to put on a show, make the fans happy because you get to see blood. You get to see a guy get pieced up for 15 minutes and his nose is broken and his eye is missing, and that is Jose Medina. Sure, you can stand there and eat punches. Well, you're going to have to on Saturday. Give me Ateba Gautier. I think he's too strong, much more powerful, and the much better striker. Now, JP, I don't want to steal your thunder, but this may be one of those situations that the elevation comes into play because Medina is a tough guy. We probably will see it go a little bit later than what Audubon's used to. So look for him possibly to gas. Medina's got decent jujitsu as well. He can maybe find a heel hook, maybe find a sub, just because we don't know what that part of Audubon's game looks like. I personally believe he's got good takedown defense, but what if there's a scramble and he just ends up on his back somehow? I don't know how he's going to fare in that setting. Just keep an eye out for it, but I just can't take anyone other than him in this spot. So give me Audubon Gautier.
Yeah, dude. Bingo bango. But it sucks. And it sucks because Audubon is minus 500 right now. And like Brevin
See,
said,
this is your spot, like first round KO, yeah?
it has to be. Well, I mean, I don't know. Honestly,
You can be tough, dude, but this guy's got
he
he's
does.
got something different.
If you guys, which you can wait till fight night or whatever, but go fucking look this kid up. This kid's 22 years old from Cameroon. Who else you know from Cameroon? Just saying. Also, he's 6'4". This dude is fucking stacked.
Monster.
He's a freak of nature. Oh my God. Great stand up. His takedown defense looked good. He fought a very decent wrestler on the Contender Series. That guy was trying to do nothing but take him down. He was hitting him with massive uppercuts. Finally got him out of there. A little bit of ground and pound. But yeah, Medina, when Brevin says Medina is a punching bag, he is. But holy shit, you got to hit this dude with a fucking sledgehammer to get him out of there. Oh my God, this dude gets hit with everything and he's still just hanging around. I'm telling you, these Mexicans are tough, dude. These Mexicans are tough. They will not quit. But yeah, the elevation worries me because if you can't get him out of there in the first round and Medina's still hanging around, it almost scares me as like the Carlos Ulberg and Zechiku fight. Beat his ass, gas out, get clipped by something because he's still in your face. Oh shit, you lost. I'm bingo bango. I'm taking Audaba. I'm personally probably not going to lay any chalk down. Honestly, it worries me. Now, with that all being said, he does have Frank Mir in his corner. So we should be okay with the jits. Frank Mir should be teaching him good defense. I'm just saying it's kind of sketch for me. It's a little sketch.
I agree, but I don't think Medina's got the type of power coming back his way to find a big time knockout of his own. Here's where I lay with this one. I think Audaba by first round KO, or you really could look at Medina round 3 submission. If it gets late and Audaba's tired, it wouldn't take too much to get him to tap, and Medina's got decent enough submissions to find something. I don't like it going to decision, so I think that either Audubon wins early or Medina wins fairly late into the fight.
Yeah, it'll be a tough one to bet on for sure. I honestly, I might just stay.
100%. All right. Moving up the card. We've got Edgar Chariez taking on CJ Vergara.
Chariez. All right. This is what I was talking about. Edgar.
This one right here?
Yes. Edgar Chariez.
Ooh.
Edgar Chariez versus Joshua Van at the Sphere. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, you guys have not seen that fight. You didn't see it when it happened. First of all, what are you doing not watching the Sphere card? That card was banger. Second of all, go watch just the first 2 rounds. You don't even have to watch the whole thing. Just watch the first 2 rounds. That shit was fucking crazy. Joshua Van, great boxing. You guys know how much we like Joshua Van on this show. Clipping him early, beating him up against the fence. Chariez is wobbled. He's bouncing everywhere. And then, boom, hits him with a spinning back fix. Joshua Van's wobbled. Holy shit, here we go. And then, boom, he hits him again. Oh, Chariez is wobbled again. That went on for 2.5 fucking rounds. That fight was crazy. This is why I'm saying these dudes are tough. They are so tough to get out of there. Joshua Van was hitting him with massive body shots. Joshua Van's boxing, body, head. He goes up, downstairs perfectly. If he can't get him out of there, I don't think CJ Vergara is getting him out of there, first of all. Second of all, Chariez throws phenomenal leg kicks. I think CJ is going to have trouble with that because I think he's more of a boxing style. I don't know, man. I don't see anything that CJ does that can get Chariez out of there, and I can't see him taking him to decision and just outclassing him or beating him. If he does, he gets it by split. I personally like Chariez. I think he's tough. I think he could have a grappling advantage because CJ's terrible on the ground. Like, what's his I'm forgetting his record right now. Yeah, he's 0-2 for subs for his career. I like Chariez in this spot. I think he's a tough son of a bitch. Last time we saw CJ, we saw him get knocked out by Temirov. I think Chariez has got a chance for that too. Give me Edgar Chariez.
Oh man, oh man, oh
Oh,
man.
he's
This one
not
actually
gonna
is
do
still
it.
throwing me for a loop, JP. Oh man, let me just talk about it and maybe I'll come up with an answer because here's the thing about Edgar Chiriz. Yeah, it's in Mexico. I really worry about his gas tank. I do. And this is the one that's like, maybe I shouldn't just solely rely on the gas tank, right? The skill set's there for him, but he always fades. He's never won a decision, JP. In fact, he's never won a fight that's made it out of the second round. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is a 3-round out. He looked great in round 1 against Joshua Van, chopping at the legs. The calf kicks were there. Guess what? Round 2 came along. We got a little tired. We forgot to throw calf kicks. We forgot what was working.
Got rocked.
That to me screams low IQ, right? You don't have a game plan. You start changing things up. You vacate the things that are working for you and you start to gas and fade. Yeah, they started rocking each other, but Van's was much more clean, whereas Chirez's was a lot more lucky. I mean, he was just holding onto the fence, hanging out, and then all of a sudden Van rushed in and he just spun
He
and threw that
was.
spinning back forearm. Like,
I'm glad you said that.
good.
He was grabbing the fence like a mug, dude.
Like, you caught him, but are you gonna do that in every fight? I don't think that's a part of your repertoire. I don't think that's a skill set. I just think that was a cool little strike you landed inside of a fight that you probably won't ever land again in your life. So, this one's tough. CJ Vergara is well-rounded. He does have some power to him, even though he doesn't have a ton of KOs inside the UFC. He is 3-4 in the UFC, but he's fought top-level guys like Ramazan Temirov, who has crazy KO power. I take Temirov over Chirez. Asu Amabayev, who we just saw in a main event. Very, very skilled. I take Asu over Chirez. I don't know, JP. I really don't. Sure. Bingo bango. Give me Eduardo, whatever his damn name is. Edgar Chirez in this spot, given the fact that he is the home crowd fighter. He's the hometown fighter. He's got the better skill set, but if it makes it past the second round, look for me to sprinkle a little bit on CJ Vergara in round 3 or via decision if it goes late, because that's just kind of how Chirez is.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you that Joshua, but Joshua's Joshua's crazy tough to deal with. But I'm glad you came around to this side. I'm telling you, bro, I really do think these Mexicans on this card are gonna go fucking nuts.
I think he's good, but the volume as well, JP. I worry about the volume that comes out of Chiriz. Sometimes it's just a little bit too like relaxed. Like you got to push the pace a little bit.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I will say I don't like CJ goes straight back a little too much for me. His defense, and you guys know I'm not a fan of the people who just go straight back when they're getting not even blitz when they're getting something thrown at them. They go straight back. Not a fan of it. But Brevin came around. He swung around. Next fight. Ronaldo Rodriguez, Kevin Borjas. Now, Brevin, let me go first on this. Okay? I got something to say. I feel like Kevin Borjas, maybe overrated isn't the right word, but I don't know why people like him. I feel like you just talked about Edgar. I don't know why I forgot his name already. Edgar Chariez, his pace.
Yeah. I forgot his name too, if it makes you feel better.
Eduardo. I feel like Kevin Borjas' pace, his output, is 10 times worse. This dude is so fucking slow.
Bird.
He's very technical. I don't even want to call it technical. I feel like he's worried about what's coming at him way too much. Yeah, we want to be technically, defensively sound. At some point, we got to go. Other than just throwing little choppy leg kicks, inside thigh kicks. His last fight, who is it against? Terrible with names. Alessandro Costa. Granted, that dude's a powerhouse. He's got good hands. He was getting his ass beat with leg kicks. Got dropped with leg kicks and then eventually grounded pound. Got him out of there. I just don't like it. I don't like it. If he's not going to present anything, especially in this fight, I mean, Rodriguez is just going to take you down. Just come at you because Rodriguez is going to press you. Now, with that being said, another fight I wanted to talk about the toughness of these guys is Rolando Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne at the Sphere. This is why I'm telling you the Sphere was a fucking banger. Rolando got put in a deep fucking triangle after he got dropped to start that fight in round 1. Go watch it. You guys have to watch it. I might throw it up. I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you guys. Holy shit. This triangle was deep and he somehow did not go to sleep. The moment the triangle was let go, dude didn't stand up because he might have been sleeping. He was out. He just kind of sat there. And Ode's legs were so tired he couldn't put him back in it. And then he took top position, kind of laid there for a second. And then once he came back, and then he got put in a deep guillotine. Deep guillotine. Survived that too.
Yep.
This motherfucker's tough, and he's going to keep coming at you in wrestling. His stand-up is not the best. But I don't see anything from Borjas that's coming back at him. I have to see Borjas go out there and show me something on the feet. Show me levels. Show me output. Show me you can mix it up. And I just haven't seen that from him yet, especially with the leg kicks. If Rolando wants to do that, but he doesn't as much. But I think he's got more tools to win, and I just haven't seen enough from Borjas. Give me Rodriguez.
Bingo Bango JP. I mean, that fight definitely sticks out in my mind as well when Rodriguez was literally in the deepest of troubles that you possibly can be, may have been out, stays
I think it was.
in guillotine, doesn't leave the triangle whenever the opportunity presented itself, and then gets in the guillotine, survives that too somehow. I don't know. The kid is tough. I think he's got more skills in this one. He's probably going to find a few takedowns and walk forward on Borjas. And like you said, the volume's not really there. So I think ultimately that's going to get Ronaldo, Ronaldo Rodriguez out on the scorecards ahead of Kevin Borjas. Ultimately, probably go to decision. I would expect with Rodriguez being the victor.
Or if he had leg kicks, I would say throw those, but I don't know if he does.
For sure. Next fight, we've got David Martinez taking on Simon Oliveira.
Hmm. Another jiu-jitsu guy. Another jiu-jitsu guy. It's very similar to Miranda, kinda. Not in the way that Miranda pulls guard. But Oliveira's looking for the sub. Sometimes to his demise. Um, Other than leg kicks, Oliveira's got decent leg kicks. Other than that, I hate his fucking stand-up. Everything is so telegraphed, so exaggerated. He throws way too much spinning shit. Way too much. Doesn't even land it. In his last fight, he threw probably fucking in the first round against Daniel Marcos, he threw probably 12 spinning attacks and maybe partially landed one. Just stop. Just stop doing that, bro. First of all, you're a jiu-jitsu guy, so just learn how to throw a 1-2, 1-2-3. I mean, maybe mix it up to the body. Learn how to throw that well, and then we can progress from there. Stop doing the spinning shit. Cannot stand it. Sometimes he'll shoot from way the fuck over there. Oh my god, he's in Timbuktu. He's in BFE, and he's shooting a fucking takedown. I can see you crawling on the cage towards me, buddy. All I got to do is jump out and sprawl. David Martinez, a Contender Series guy. He's got hands. He's got power. He mixes it up well. He's got to be, can't gas out. There's one thing about David. Dude looks like he's fucking pissed off 24/7 when he's fighting. He's stocky. He's strong. He's got decent takedown defense, but we can't gas out. If we're worried about Ottaba gassing out, I'm worried about David gassing out. I really am. He throws everything he has into his shots early. He's got to calm down. I'm worried he's going to be hyped up from the crowd. I mean, we'll see, dude. I'm honestly worried, Brevin, that one of these two jiu-jitsu guys, Oliveira or Miranda, I'm worried one of them wins. I really am, but give me David Martinez.
Yeah, bingo, bango, JP. I'm right there with you. There's always that chance that they find something, and it can happen quick. But it's hard for me to just rely on a prediction to find a sneaky sub or a sneaky submission, grab an ankle whenever they're in a bad position, find a heel hook or something like that. It's just not appealing to me. It's not something that's very consistent that I can rely on. They may find a sub, and you guys can sprinkle a little bit on the submissions from these guys because it probably is their only path to victory. But I agree with JP. I think the hands are there for David Martinez. He throws everything into his shots. Probably is going to catch Oliveira early, and that'll be that. The night will be over for those two. Give me David Martinez as well.
And I just don't like the wild spinning shit, bro. If you're going to throw that wild spinning shit and you miss, Martinez is going to fucking crack you. Like, it's, I don't like it. Do not like it. Moving up. Uh-oh. Mr. Chiwiwis himself. It's time. The return of Rojas Jr. versus Vince Morales.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one to see what Rojas looks like on Saturday. I feel like every time he fights JP, we see a different version of Raul Rojas, and not anything negative. I'm saying there is improvements every single time he comes out, whether it be the hands, whether it be the grappling, that which is his strong suit from the get-go. He's taken on a guy that's a lot older than him. I mean, 14 years his elder. Granted, Raul Rosas is only 20 still. He's still learning. He may not be the youngest champion in the UFC and those things, but You never know. He's definitely working his way back into that type of chatter. However, his loss against Christian Rodriguez, it was what it was, and it was what we talked about earlier. It was just a young prospect fighting this veteran at this point who really didn't have a stand-up game. Now his hands have looked much improved. He's had 3 wins since then, and every single one, he is striking. He is starting with the hands to lead into his takedown attempts, to lead into those submissions that he finds success with to get to the back. And I love like the buildup. I love going from the striking and then using that to transition into the grappling because it's the guys that don't have the striking and solely have the grappling that find a lot of problems whenever their takedowns aren't working or they're getting stuffed, right? Because they don't have to respect the striking at all coming
Mm-hmm.
their way. I think in this one, you are going to have to respect Raul Rosas's hands at this point. It's going to be a long night for Vince Morales, who, in my opinion, is going to be kind of looking for the grappling exchanges as well. That's some of his best wins, like the Peruvian necktie is his last time out that he won. A Darce choke was the win before that. Like that's his path to victory. I just don't think you find that over Raul Rosas, and you're probably going to be outmatched on the feet a little bit faster coming from the side of Rojas. So I'm picking Raul Rosas Jr. Chiwiwis to get it done on Saturday.
Um, yeah, man. Vince Morales. I will say he's one of these vets that he is not a fucking slouch. Okay. We broke him down against Elijah Smith last time he fought. We both did pick Smith. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Brevin probably feels the same way. Our butt was puckering a couple times. Okay. You had him in a Darce. You had him in a Gilly. You had him in that Peruvian necktie. You had Smith in a little bit of trouble a couple times. Smith stayed calm. He was a wrestler, decent stand up. He got out of it. He survived every time he got out of it. I think
Yeah.
Rojas is a better grappler than Smith. Smith is a great wrestler,
Yes.
but Rojas has that. I'm not calling him Sean Brady. I'm not comparing him to Sean Brady. But some people have that control factor, dude. The ability to take you down and control you. Some of these guys are good at takedowns, but once they get you down, we watch these guys work to the fence and stand right up. Rojas has the ability to keep you on the fucking ground. If I
Yeah.
don't want you up, you're not getting up. It's just a control factor. This kid just gets it. I also think he's very physically strong for his age. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
So, like you're saying, and on the feet, yeah, I feel like he's finding that balance. Where at what point do I stop fucking around on the feet? Boom, let's shoot in. But let's not just go straight to that. Like you're saying, let's mix it up. I think he's finding that balance. And again, if Vince Morales, he's not a slouch. I think he's very competent. I think he's decent. But I think his only shot is one of these home run guillotines, home run Peruvian necktie, whatever it is, home run submission.
Yeah.
And I agree. I don't think he finds it with Rojas. So bingo bango, give me Chiwiwis. He's also not going to choke him out because, I mean, dude's chin is weird as shit. What are
Well,
you going
his
to do?
chin
Get
is
under
tucked.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's always got his chin tucked. I mean, gift from God, I guess, if you look at it that way.
Oh my
And
God.
the other thing too, JP, is Vince Morales has 3 wins inside the UFC. He's 34 years old. Raul Rosas has more wins inside the UFC at the age of 20 than Vince does his entire career. I just think he's outmatched in this one, and you're right. He's going to have to find a submission, but he's not going to against Raul Rosas. It's just not in the cards. And if he does, that's amazing. You guys can say whatever you want in the comment section, but that's what Raul
Booyah.
Rosas does. That's what he does. And it's so much easier to work on the striking and evolve your striking at this point than it were to be if Rosas was a good striker and needed to work on the wrestling, takedown defense, and jujitsu. I mean, Rosas has been doing this his entire life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree.
All right. Moving up the card, we've got Kelvin Gastelum taking on Joe Pyfer.
Good one here. I like this one. So interesting fact. I think I've said it before on the show. I did work a couple years ago. This is a while ago. I worked with a guy who, his brother is Drakkar Close. You guys don't know who that? He's a fighter in the UFC. He beat somebody on this card. I forget who it was. Um, but they actually trained with Kelvin Gastelum, so that was a cool little fact. But Kelvin, man, Kelvin's been around a while. What is actually? How long has he been? Because we had to have been in high school, no?
Oh yeah, his first fight in the UFC was in 2013.
Yeah, because he was on the Ultimate
So
Fighter. I forgot.
we were freshmen, sophomores, right around there. Freshmen, probably depending on the time.
I should throw up a picture of us, huh?
Sophomores. Oh yeah, I think you should.
Hell no, I'm not doing that. um,
We were both bald.
I look like a redheaded alien. Moving on. Kelvin Gastelum's got a big old head on him. Okay, big ass head. He's got a chin too. I know he's been dropped by Izzy, but that was in the 5th round after they went to fucking war, dude. Kelvin's not. I mean, first of all, Kelvin does food reviews on YouTube. Kelvin, stop doing food reviews and make fucking weight.
Well, he misses weight every time out.
Oh my god! And he's like, I need to get it together. I'm getting a diet. No, I'm getting a chef. Bro, you still miss weight and you're reviewing burgers on YouTube. What the fuck are you doing? He's decent though. He's a good wrestler. He's got fast hands for his size. I feel like Kelvin's sneaky fast for his size. For his build, he got a weird build. He's big body like Chevy up top with a big ass block head and then not scrawny legs, but it's weird. But he's going up against a fucking powerhouse in Joe Pyfer. Okay, Joe Pyfer hits hard as shit. He can wrestle. 6'2" to 5'9", 75-inch reach is 71. I mean, that shows you how long Kelvin's arms are, but me and Kelvin got the same reach and he's 5'9". Embarrassing. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think granted Joe Pyfer did get checked by Hermanson, but I feel like that was at a good time. I feel like that losses like that kind of teach people things, and I feel like he's learned from that. He's a decent wrestler. I can't see Kelvin bodying him, and I think he's got more power. I think he's better on the feet. I think Joe Pyfer's just a fucking freight train, and he's hard to deal with. Do I think he knocks Kelvin out? No. I think we're going to need to take a step into the dig deep, do not gas out, beat his ass for 3 rounds, show people you can go 3 hard rounds. We can't gas out. Give me Joe Pyfer. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like that look.
JP, this is tough, brother. This is really tough. I mean, the one thing to take note of is Kelvin Gastelum has a lot of 5-round experience. I mean, this dude's been around. He's fought a lot of 5-rounders. Joe Pyfer may have a gas tank problem. He really might. And that's what we saw against Hermanson. However, the fight against Hermanson was a 5-rounder, and Joe Pyfer was looking really good up until round 3. Won the first 2 rounds. Hermanson took the last 3, I believe. Kelvin Gastelum, though, he's got good hands as well, like JP was saying. I mean, he's just older. He's such a seasoned vet in the UFC. He's 13-9, like JP was saying. First fight in the UFC, 2013. We were in high school. I'm an old man. I'm engaged. I got a house. What is he doing? He's doing food reviews is what he's doing. Bingo, bango, give me Joe Pyfer. JP, I agree, though. And this is where a lot of people are probably going to be a little bit shocked. I don't know if Joe Pyfer knocks him out. The dude's never been knocked out. He does have a freaking head on
Yeah.
him. Like, no pause. You know what I'm saying? This dude's he's got
Hey,
a brick as a head.
you're
And
engaged,
he's
sir.
got a Hey, trust me, I don't want nothing to do with Kelvin Gastelum. That's the last individual. Just kidding. Raul Rosas is probably another individual. That chin, I would never.
Chee-wee-wees.
Come here, brethren. She wee wees.
Oh my god. Brevin
I
and
agree though.
Raul Rosas. What a sight that would be, huh?
What a couple. What a beautiful couple.
Shit.
Let's put Raul in a dress.
I'd pay an OnlyFans subscription to see that.
JP, give me Joe Pyfer.
Oh yeah, can't gas out. Cannot gas out. But yeah, dude, the fucking head on
But
Kelvin.
dude, and here's the thing too. As of late, they've been giving Kelvin like retirement fights. The Daniel Rodriguez,
Yeah.
no, like I know where you're at when they start matching you up against guys like Jim Miller, Daniel Rodriguez, Bobby Green. It's like, I mean, Bobby Green's maybe a bad example, but
No,
that's the
he's a
type
good
of guy.
example.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you're gonna go in there, old men, washed up, but Joe Pyfer's not washed up. They're giving him an absolute killer that's probably on the rise. It's a tough matchup for Gastelum. It really is at this point in his career.
And I will say he did lose to Sean Brady by Kimura. Sean Brady worked him. Um, I'm pretty
Pyfer's been
sure.
grappling.
I'm pretty sure Joe Pyfer fights or not fights with Sean Brady. He's part of that same gym. Pretty sure he trains with Brady. So, I mean, I feel like the wrestling in the gym, you're getting that. Come on, your wrestling should be fine.
Sure.
Speaking ahead, Drew Dober. Jesus Christ. Can we have a, instead of power slap, can we have a headbutt competition between Drew Dober and Kelvin Gastelum? I'd love to see that. Drew Dober, Manuel Torres. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm conflicted on this one as well.
I'm so happy you have to go first. I feel the exact same way.
Isn't Drew Dober the guy that's like they think is racist? Is that him? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Bryce Mitchell?
No, like not actually racist, but he only wins against
Oh,
black guys.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
meme
guess what?
around
He's
him.
going up against a Mexican, all right? No, it's tough, dude. Yeah, Drew Dober, he finds success at times, but then other times he really doesn't look good. And his record kind of says the same story. He's 13-10. You win one, you lose one. You beat a light skin, you lose to a white guy. I don't know what this guy's deal is. I really don't. He's decent. JP's decent, but he's one of these guys that I think the gas tank worries me. He's been cut up a lot. He's probably got some scar tissue that might
Shit
get
ton.
popped open on Saturday. Even though he doesn't get like KO'd, he's got a big old head on him. I just don't really like Drew Dober. I don't know. Maybe this is a biased pick. I'm taking Manuel Torres. I think the home fighter there with the Mexican fighter. If there's bias from the judges, the crowd getting behind him, it's a toss up. It's really a coin toss. These guys, decent matchup here, but give me Manuel Torres. He's got a lot of unproven stuff, and I like that. I like the fact that maybe he's got a much higher ceiling than Drew Dober. I think we just know what Drew Dober is at this point, and that has led to a 13-10 record. Whereas Torres, he's 3-1 in the UFC. He could go on an absolute run and then be, at the top of the division type of thing versus a guy that's like, you're never going to make it back up into any type of, contention spot. So for that reason, I'll take Manuel Torres.
Look, big-headed Dober. Yeah, he's got a chin. Dude does have a chin. But then he goes out there and he gets knocked out by Matt Frivola. Steamroller. Manuel Torres. I picked Manuel Torres to beat Ignacio Bahamondes at the Sphere card.
That's a you problem. I was trying to get you off that pick for so long. Go back and watch the tape. I was telling you, Bahamondes is the truth. He's a sniper. The dude's 6'3" in this lightweight division. Drew Dober's not that. I'll tell you that much.
That day, you guys hear me talk about fight IQ so fucking much. That night, I vowed to never pick Manuel Torres ever again because of the idiocy, the whatever. I don't even know if that's a fucking word. All right. How do you get clipped and then you fucking drop your hands and sprint at a guy? You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. I cannot stand it. Fight IQ. I cannot. Oh my God. You're an idiot. If you get clipped, back up. He fought Chris Duncan before that. First exchange they had. What? Chris Duncan wobbled him. Bad. Granted, he found a sub in that one. I just don't know if the fight IQ's there. Manuel Torres is a fucking tornado. Oh my God, there's birds going crazy outside my window. Manuel Torres is a tornado in the first round. Tough to deal with. Crazy. After that, what happens? Drew Dober's got a fucking chin. Like, yeah, he's 13-10. We know what he is. What he is a dude with a chin, and if you don't knock him out, he's still going to fucking crack you. He hits hard. He does get cut up. He gets cut up in every one of his fights. Dude's always bloody. I mean,
Silva stopped him via doctor stoppage
oh,
because of the cuts.
fucking Sean Silva, my boy. Hell yeah, he did. I mean, give that dude a maxi padded tampon. Dude's always bleeding everywhere. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't want to pick Torres because of the dumbass fight IQ. If we come out of the first, what's going to happen? But then if I pick Dober, Manuel Torres has got more ways to win. I feel like he could catch a sub. He hits hard as fuck. I fully came into here ready to pick Dober. I'll write it out. No fight IQ. Give me Dober, dog money. Fuck!
I feel like we're on a episode of The Bachelor. Like you came in here ready to give the final rose to one individual, and then you end up changing your mind. I don't know, JP. You really confuse me. Anytime you do this coin flip type of thing doesn't normally end up in your favor.
The coin flip lost me the perfect card.
Well, when Drew Dober cost you the perfect card, I will give my condolences, but can't say I didn't tell you so.
Hey, I'm riding with it. If he goes out there and he shows me he's got fight IQ and he's smart, then fine. But he pissed me off. Call to buy his pick. Hey, call me casual in the comments. Who cares? I'm riding with it. Drew Dober, dog money.
Oh, man. Yeah. He's got some good losses.
I mean, good losses, and then he's got Matt Frivola. I'm shitting on my pick right now, but
it's got Islam in there. We've got
he's fought who's who.
Moicano. Yeah. We've got Jean Silva.
He's fought who's for sure, but I just the IQ of Torres.
All right. We shall see. Moving up to the main event of the evening, we have Brandon Moreno taking on Steve Erceg. Jake Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal? How do you say
Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Interesting. I sound like the weird dad now. Oh, fun fact for you. Interesting fact about the channel. Last year when we started the channel, I started with a 9-0 record of lock picks. My 10th pick was Steve Erceg against Kai Kara France. And all of you saw how that worked out. He got fucking slumped.
Early
too. So I was 9-1 after that. My lock record right now, you guys saw it at the beginning of the video. It's 9-1. And Steve Erceg is fighting again. Hey, I'm not a superstitious guy, but we did have BREVIN's voodoo earlier in the year. We did the necessary things to get that away, but it's kind of sketchy. That being said, I'm not even going to break it down. Give me fucking Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby. Okay, dude's disgusting everywhere. Steve Erceg isn't terrible, but Brandon Moreno's good on the ground, good at wrestling, good at striking. He's fast as shit. I love the mindset he has. He was the champ. He's had a borderline. He's going to borderline have a quadrilogy with Pantoja, counting their Contender Series or Ultimate Fighter or whatever. I personally think we're going to see the best fucking Moreno we've ever seen. I love Moreno. Moreno's so good in my eyes. When he loses, he's quite literally the definition of I learned from my losses. He's never sour about anything. Oh my God. I love Brandon Moreno so much. Give me Brandon Moreno.
Okay. Just kidding. Bingo, bango, JP. Give me Brandon Moreno as well. I like him in this spot. I like that it's a 5-round fight. I don't think Steve Erceg's bad, but I don't like him in a 5-round fight. At times he has decent moments, but I think Moreno is just so set up for success in these 5 rounders. He just cuts you with 1,000 cut, or he beats you with 1,000 cuts, kills you with 1,000 cuts. However the saying goes, that's kind of his style. He'll throw that jab. He's got his guard up. I love his little Mexican boxing style. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll mix in the takedowns. He got to keep you honest, and once he has you on the ground, he's very skilled there as well. And JP really hit the nail on the head there by saying he learns from these things. He learns from these experiences. And you know what? If he fights Pantoja again, let him. Let him. I mean, he may lose again. All he
They
does
had
is
close
loses to
fights. They had
Pantoja.
close fights.
They're close, but I mean, how many times can you fight one guy? I just like him in this matchup particularly, right? He's not fighting Pantoja on Saturday. He's fighting Steve Erceg, and I think he's got more ways to win. He's cut out for this, and he just seems so hell-bent and determined to get back into that title shot. He's in Mexico. The crowd's going to be going crazy. He's going to be feeling absolutely amazing. I like Brandon Moreno a lot.
100%. Viva la Mexico.
Viva, that's it. I guess I didn't know what JP just said. I was waiting for something,
Viva,
some kind of.
that's it.
I mean, goodness gracious! I thought a translator was going to come on the line for a second. Help me out. I am the whitest motherfucker. I am the whitest dude that you guys probably know.
Oh, come on,
I
give
don't
us
know
something.
what he said.
You know a little something.
I know chorizo.
Better, baby.
Que eres muy chorizo.
Good enough for me. Viva, that's it.
It's like, I really don't know what this guy's doing right now. I mean, there's some nicknames on here. I was really hoping JP would come in and translate for me. He just let me high and dry. I can't even pronounce them. I don't know what they mean. I'm lost. We got these Mexican cards. I'm the worst guy for a Mexican card with all of these Mexican fighters with the Mexican nicknames or the Spanish. You guys know what I'm saying. The Mexican. Godly, I'm terrible
Hey,
at
Bryce
this
Mitchell,
stuff,
chill
guys.
out.
I am terrible. I am terrible. All right, guys, that does it for the card, but that doesn't do it for the show. Don't go anywhere. We have your free pick parlays coming your way, starting with Lockdoor MMA's Lock of the Night. JP, who you locking up?
You guys had to know it by the way I talked about it, man. The Assassin, baby. All right, give me Brandon Moreno. This will be like the 3rd time we've picked him. 2nd time he's gonna win. He's already won once. He lost one of them, but give me Brandon Moreno. I think he's too much for Steve Erceg. I think he's gonna be the best we've ever seen him. Assassin baby all the way.
Let's go. And for my pick, give me Chariez, Raul Rojas Jr. to get it done. I think he's just got way more ways to win. He's the better grappler, got the better hands. Let's lock him up. Put those two together, the line shouldn't be terrible. It should be honestly pretty good.
What is Chariez right now? Also,
Probably up there a little bit.
I'll throw it up for you guys because don't worry, I'm subscribed to their OnlyFans. I'll throw up that picture of Brevin and Chariez in a dress.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. I mean, no, I don't think you told anyone who I was engaged to. Well, it sure as hell isn't Raul Rosas Jr. Oh my God.
Oh man.
All right, guys, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Now it's time for Brevin's basic parlay. Let's kick it off with my lock as usual. Raul Rosas Jr. getting it done there. Next, we will get JP in on the action. Give us Brandon Moreno. And for my final pick to wrap up this basic to get us to plus money, Joe Body Bags Pyfer. I think he gets it done. I'm super excited for his fight. I think he's going to look great. Right now it's at plus money. Those lines could change. So get it in as soon as you see this pick.
I like that.
Without further ado, let's go to JP's Juicer. You've been so close, but yet so far. I hope that you can juice it up this week.
Oh, I'm always juicing. All right, we're right there on the edge with the juice. Okay. Yeah, I said it a couple weeks ago. If it was a competition of who could get the closest without it hitting, I would blow everybody out of the water every single week. There's always one or two that smokes it for us. They stop by the gas station, grab a pack of Marlboros, smoking it. But that's okay. Now, this week might not be as juiced as other weeks, but that's all right because Mexico City is going to come through for us. Viva la Mexico. All right, sit down. Let's do it. First one, Markel Mederos. Throw him in there. Okay. He is beating Hubbard the can. We hate Hubbard. Throw him in there. Next one.
Let's put Hubbard in the cupboard.
Oh my God. Next one. First dog call of the night. Milk Boy Costa.
Let's go.
Throw
Love that.
him in there. He's beating C-Rod. C-Rod the fraud. Make weight, pal.
Oh, I like that. Ooh.
Next
Like that.
one. Brevin's fiance Chihuiris. Throw him in there, in the dress, out of the dress. Who cares? Throw him in there. All right? He ain't getting choked out because he got no chin to choke out. Next one. The body bag. The big boy himself. He's going to knock that blockhead off Kelvin Gastelum, Joe Pyfer. Throw him in there. The final two. I had to do it because he's a dog. He's my only other dog call. Throw Drew Dober in there. That might be the one that screws us.
Okay.
And I say this every week, and normally the one that I'm like, hey, this one might screw us. It does. Brandon Kevin Holland came through last weekend. Throw him in there.
Right.
And I had to round it off with my boy, the lock, the assassin baby, Brandon Moreno. Throw him in there. 6 legs plus 1,600. It ain't no plus 10,000, but it's honest work. Okay. That's the juicer.
1,600 still pretty good.
Hey.
I mean, that's some Carlos Leal type of juice right there.
Shit. I got back knee going like crazy because I'm that juiced up. All right. I'm shrucking people off of me. I'm ripping that dress off of Rojas Jr. What the fuck am I saying? That's the juicer. Mexico City treat us nice.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. If you are still with us at this point in the video, make sure to get subscribed, hit the like button, leave a comment who you think is going to win or maybe screw over the juicer. We want to know. Let us know. We appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys have been enjoying the continuous weekend full of UFC fights. It brings a lot of joy into our lives. Hopefully it does to yours as well. With that being said, JP, I'll hand it over to you to take us home.
Oh, man. It's so great. Every weekend. March Madness is going on right now, too. You got fights. You got basketball. I mean, holy cow. What more could you want? Yeah, if you guys are still here at this point in the episode, I'm shocked. Thank you for being here. Everybody who's new, everybody who's been here. We want to build a community, man. We enjoy doing this every single weekend. Oh, man, the fights are so great. Drop a like, drop a comment. I will put Brevin's OnlyFans with Chihuiris down in the description. Help us
Please do.
beat that algorithm's ass. And if you got nothing to say, drop a W for Brevin. All right? Man's engaged now. Drop a fucking W. Ladies and gentlemen, another weekend, another set of fights. As always, it was a pleasure. Bingo, bango, baby. Peace.